Welcome to the Words That Change Lives podcast, helping leaders, coaches, and small business owners to 10 times the impact of their message. Join us as we delve into the art of powerful language, enabling you to speak with unwavering honesty, communicate authentically, and create a lasting impression with every word. I want to start by sharing a recent entry I put into ChatGPT, and all will become clear as to why I did this in a minute. Hey Chat, my friends are asking me how I did all of this with you within an hour when it would have taken me months without your help. I want to record a podcast episode walking them through the steps I took to create an expert method using my expert method GPT to come up with my grid. And I would like the assessment brief for the experts, the outline of the book, and anything else you helped me with. You can keep it high level and bullet pointed, but I just need your help collecting my thoughts. And this was Chat's response. I'm thrilled to hear you're getting so much value from this process. Here's a high level bullet point summary of the steps you can walk through in your podcast episode. This will show your audience how you went from the idea of your expert method to your book outline and everything else we accomplished quickly and effectively. This episode is how I collapsed the timeline on creating a brand new expert method, outline for a book, assessment, and even the outline of a signature keynote talk in 1 hour, when previously this would have taken me months, if not longer, to achieve. And the reason why I am sharing this information, one, is because I've been sharing this on social media and I've had a lot of interest in terms of how the hell are you doing this? So that's what this episode is about. I'm walking you through step by step how I actually was able to do this, because you might be someone who needs this approach too. You might be someone who is just using ChatGPT. Maybe you started to dabble in it. And like me, when I first started using it, you're putting some inputs in and some prompts, but you're maybe not getting the detailed or specific things that you want to get out of it. That was me about 6 months ago. And since then, I've been really working on it and my knowledge of it. And I went on an AI course. And that AI course really helped me to understand more about how to work with ChatGPT to give you the results you want. Now, I do realize I am a novice at this. I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form, nor do I claim to be. What I do know is that I help my clients with the types of things that I am also helping myself with when it comes to building a brand around a coaching or consulting business and being able to do the things that I am doing. I'm walking the talk. I'm creating new expert methods all the time. Can enable you to do the same. And where you may have stopped yourself or you may have procrastinated before because, I don't know, you needed to do more research on your idea or you needed help creating some type of book outline and it just remained in your head and you haven't done anything with it. This can help you collapse the timeline on that and get it out of your head and into reality. And you can use ChatGPT to help you with that. So I'm going to take you through the steps that I took. Now, this is going to be high level, so please do get in touch with me if you want any more information on this. I am continuing to learn more about AI and I'm using other tools as well, not just ChatGPT. So I'm more than happy to extend this conversation. Please just get in touch at hello@helenpackham.com to ask or DM me on social media if you follow me on there. But this is what I did to collapse that timeline and produce all those things in an hour when it would have taken me months. The first thing that I did, which I will say has saved a lot of time, is I created my own custom GPT. Now, you might wonder what that is. Essentially, it's not just the main feed of ChatGPT. It's a way that you can actually create something that's custom to a problem you want to solve or a guiding someone through something to create an outcome. That was one of the first GPTs I built when I went on the AI course that I learned how to create this. I'm not going to tell you how to create a custom GPT in this episode. That would be pretty boring, but please do get in touch and maybe look that up because there are lots of ways that you can learn how to do that yourself. I will also say that you can only do that with the paid version of ChatGPT. This is not available on the free. But from what I can tell you in terms of the time that I've saved And the money that I've made just from subscribing to the paid version, which is like £20 a month for the last few months, has been insane. It is well worth it. And I'm going to also be upgrading to the next level, which enables me to share the GPTs and things like that as well. So I created the GPT, which guides the people that complete it through a process of creating their own expert method. And what that starts with is helping them define at a high level how they help people. So that's what I've created. It guides you through asking you how you help people, and you define that into your authority headline, or what other people call an elevator pitch. Then I guide my clients through the process of understanding where the client is or where the customer is before they've started working with you. What are their pain points? What are they seeing, hearing, feeling, doing at that moment that's making them feel stuck, held back, frustrated, unhappy, whatever the negative experiences are? And of course, it goes into a lot of detail around that. One of the pain points, just to give an example of my clients, is they are feeling invisible. They are someone who might have kindness and empathy as a superpower, but that can go against them, and it can make them shrink back, and it can make them avoid being more assertive, being more visible. And so they feel unseen, they feel unheard, they feel kind of misunderstood, because they don't have the confidence or the courage, but they do have it, but they're not utilizing it. So that's just one example. Then after you've gone through all of that, then the ChatGPT, custom GPT, prompts you to look at the transformation. So what are they doing as a result of working with you in whatever way, shape or form? So an example here is, my client is feeling seen as the expert and thought leader they are. Opportunities are coming to them easily, things like TED Talks, speaking gigs, promotions. They can navigate conflict with resilience, and they can influence people in ethical ways. So that's going to be one outcome, one transformative outcome. So I did this through the GPT, and it guided me to do that. Then what the GPT did was it helped me to create an expert method based from those things. But what it asked for is the ideal outcome, and it asks for the inputs in terms of what specific tools, approaches, methodologies do you use to get your client from A to B. And that's going to be very unique to you. Okay, so it's going to be your expertise, your experience, your approaches, methodologies. It's going to be all the things that you put into your transformative process with your clients. I did this. I took myself through that, and I've done it many times before. I help many, many clients do that. I took myself through that process, and the GPT helped me come up with a framework. Now, what I will say is there was quite a lot of back and forth. It suggested things to me. I tweaked them because I wanted it to be completely original. And it is a framework. It uses a grid plotting to help people understand where they are on a different X and Y axes, and then they plot themselves on that particular grid. I'm not going to go into the full detail about it now, because I am going to be sharing this with the world, but it's not entirely ready just yet. And ChatGPT helped me come up with the axes for the grid, helped me refine the measurements and what would go in each grid. And of course, this is my input. So this is all my expertise and experience, but it helped me shape what that expert method looked like. And as I said, we went backwards and forwards. I said, I don't really like the sound of that. That particular grid sounds too much like something else that's out there. I want it to be completely unique to my experience and helping my clients to achieve the top right-hand grid plotting position, which then what it helped me do was create an assessment tool. So the prompt I asked after this, once it gave me this method, was help me create an assessment where leaders can find out where they fall on this grid and how to plot them on the grid based on their answers. So I asked it to create that for me based on what we'd already done. And this is all in the same feed, by the way, of ChatGPT. Then what it helped me to do was create a 15-question assessment based on the X and Y axes and the types of questions that you could ask the assessment to be able to plot yourself on this grid. Okay, that's what I asked it to do. And again, it was iterative. We went backwards and forwards. I said, I don't particularly like that question. It gave, please rework that and give me a different question here. And it came back. And I also asked for a brief that they could give me to give to a specialist to build the tech on it. So I said, now I need a brief to give to someone to help me build this on a web page. Please give me all the instructions that that person needs to know in order to build this particular solution and this assessment. So then it created the brief for me. Again, I read through it. We went back and forth and I tweaked it, but then I got a brief and I sent it to my web lady. So that's how easy that was after just plotting that through, just putting in my expertise, just putting in all my methodologies and approaches, getting the expert method. And then this expert method does require an assessment. So that's why I'd asked them for the assessment, the brief on the assessment. And then after that, I said, now help me create a structure for a book based on this idea. I wanted to explain all of the elements that are required for each part of this grid and the top right-hand side of the grid, which is what leaders and business owners want to aim towards. And so it gave me a detailed outline of the book. It helped me to break down the different chapters of the book, again, with back and forth of what to explore, how to explore. I then asked it to create me a coaching guide for the assessment so that when people complete the assessment, there is a coaching guide. So no matter what quadrant they come into, there's a coaching guide to help them through. That's also a coaching guide for me when I'm actually going to be using this assessment, because this expert method is my approach to leadership development. It's my area of expertise. And it is my way of that I work with clients, mainly in the corporate world, but I also work with them privately as well, to help them become the most visible, confident leaders, seen, heard, and understood. So not only have I got a coaching guide for this, I've got an assessment, I've got a book outline. What I also can build out of this is a program, a leadership program. And the leadership program will be based on the quadrants, and it's literally unpacks everything I do around communication, assertiveness, confidence, visibility, all of the conflict resolution, communicating a message, all of those different things. So it really helped me to do that. So we got the structure for the book. And then I thought, well, I need to create a lead magnet for this. So I said, help me create a funnel that starts with a lead magnet, the assessment, followed by a nurture sequence that ends with a book purchase and a consulting call offer. So what happened was ChatGPT helped me create a funnel, starting with the free assessment as the lead magnet, then moved into a nurturing sequence of emails, offers the book, and a consulting call for deeper engagement. So it provided all of that outline for me. So what I take from this is all of that originally would have taken me absolutely months and months and months and months. But what the beauty of this is that that is my expertise. It's not writing it for me. It's not creating it for me. It's using my inputs to create outputs that I want guidance and help with to collapse those timelines down. So the briefs, the building of the assessment. I don't know how to build a technical assessment to help people, check boxes and get plotted on a grid. That's not my area of expertise, but ChatGPT could help me with that. But it was my input and my expertise that was being put into it that created the output. So all those briefs for the experts would help me then send those on to people so that they could understand what I required. The book outline is an outline that I can start adding to. And the beauty of ChatGPT is I've been reading, speaking into ChatGPT on my phone, just adding sections and sections of the book because I've got the outline. Got the outline of the book, and now I can just fill in all the gaps, and I'm speaking into ChatGPT to help me collect all of those notes together to start put it in an order. It is truly mind-blowing what AI can support you with. And you can see it as potential enemy or, something that could take away jobs in the future. Well, we know that it's taking the grunt work away from us as humans at the moment and enabling us to achieve things way quicker. Now, this is an example of that. AI is enabling me to achieve things way quicker. And this is just one example of what it's helping me to do at the moment. I only work part-time. I have a son who needs my help a lot, and I have a daughter as well who also requires my support. I'm a single parent. I work from home, and I only work school hours, and my children need me the whole rest of the time. I need the support of AI to help me achieve the things that are all in my head that I want to achieve. So things like this, but also things like a challenge that I'm going to be doing and a whole launch sequence, helping me just collect my thoughts, collapse the timeline, and really take things to the next level in a much quicker time frame. So some final thoughts on this. The step-by-step process. So I walk through each step. So from identifying the problem to creating the expert method, to building the grid, to structuring the book, developing a funnel. Also, I then created an outline for a keynote talk. So with the right questions and guidance, this process was completed much faster. The other point I'd make is you need to speak to AI like you would an intelligent 14-year-old. It's really important to be really clear and concise. Explain what you need and want and give as much detail around it as possible. It is all in the prompts that you put in as to what you actually get out. And when it gives you the results that you aren't happy with, refine it and ask it to help you change it. It is an iterative process, and it will be more than happy to do that because it's AI, right? So if you focus on structured problem solving and put the right prompts in, then you can get really fantastic results. AI loves logic and solving problems in logical ways. I would love you to share your thoughts on how this experience compared to what you are doing at the moment, or maybe what you would have done without a guided approach. And it's really about understanding that the right tools and the right inputs can really streamline months of work into a short period of time. Now, at the time of recording this, I am testing out my custom GPT, my expert method custom GPT, and I'm making refinements as I go. So if you'd like my help in taking you through this exact process using AI with my support and using my expert method GPT, I've got a special offer for you. So create your expert method with me using AI. So I can help you create the expert method, supporting assessments, visual representations, briefs for specialists to create graphics and tech for you, a book outline based on your method, a keynote outline based on your method. If this is something that you think you would really benefit from, then get in touch with me, because I'm going to take you through that process using ChatGPT, and you can see how quickly you can collapse timelines. What you need to do to take advantage of this offer, so you'll be a leader, a coach, a consultant, and have a niche area of expertise or an area of expertise. You're currently going to be working with clients through coaching programs, training workshops, and talks. And you've got expertise that you've worked with your clients for enough time to see a pattern in how that works. You can explore the pain points and the transformation points that your clients go through. You may not be completely clear on that, but you'll have an idea from working with them. And you get 2 hours with me to formulate your ideas, to input this and get something out of it. Now that's 2 hours because we're going to need some time to talk it through to get the right prompts into ChatGPT. If this is something that you're interested in at the time of recording, I've got 5 spots available for this, a really great testing phase price. So just get in touch, hello@helenpackham.com. I'll also include in the show notes a link to book a call. Let's get your timeline collapsed so that you can be achieving more of what you want in less time.
Thanks for listening to Words That Change Lives. Please rate, review and follow on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really means the world and helps me to reach more people so that we can all harness the power of our words and change lives for the better.